Hi, this is Felix from IW-TEX. Today's video is something a viewer asked for. We are going to do a modification for the front plate bag with 25mm quick release buckles that are interchangeable. Have fun sewing it yourself. If you want to build this mod, I recommend that you do a few smaller projects first, because this is an advanced project. It is also important to note that you don't have to sew the mod the exact same way as I do. I also show you a few alternatives and suggestions for improving the admin compartment. An admin compartment is required for the modular attachment method of the buckles on the front plate bag. For this, I cut off some of the laminate and melt down the edge with a lighter. If you don't want to change the buckles for the shoulder straps later, you can also sew them on directly. In this case, you can skip some of the steps of the tutorial. First, I fold over and sew the top edge of the Cordura piece. It will later be sewn to the back of the laser cut. This is necessary so that the admin compartment is closed and nothing can slip through the pulse system. I sew on a piece of 25mm wide hook tape, which will later close the admin compartment. I then sew the Cordura piece with a laser cut. Make sure that you don't sew up the laser cuts so that equipment can be threaded onto the pulse system later. To prepare the fastening mechanism for the buckles, I sewed 2 of the pieces of webbing with a piece of 25mm loop tape. The admin compartment will later close on this. You will need the template shoulder strap angle front plate bag for the markings. You can get this at IW-TEX.de under free downloads. The video instructions for this are part 4 of the Platecarrier series. Depending on how wide the webbing or the laminate strips for attaching your quick release buckles in the admin compartment are, you can draw a few guidelines. In this case, I have widened the line spacing of 40mm slightly because the webbing pieces are 4.7 cm long. The horizontal line with the center mark represents the upper edge of the admin compartment, or where it ends. Keep in mind, for all seams in the admin compartment, that you will need enough space next to the seam allowance to be able to sew everything and that nothing protrudes beyond the top edge of the admin compartment. I attached 2 small pieces of Cordura to the back for reinforcement. You need 3 pieces of 25mm webbing for each buckle switch system, 1 of them with Velcro. This is what the webbing system for the buckles looks like. Basically, there are only 6 pieces of webbing sewn onto the angle of the shoulder strap template. You can see here that the lower straps are relatively close to the bottom edge of the Cordura piece. I would therefore recommend making the admin compartment a little higher when you sew it on. In this video, the Cordura piece has a height of 13.5 cm. Try it with 16. I didn't complicate the placement and sewing of the reinforcements unnecessarily. I simply cut off the excess material at the edges. Next up are the 25mm straps for the buckles. Since I'm working on an industrial sewing machine here, I can easily sew the stiffening to the webbing. If you have problems with your sewing machine, you can try the following tips. Sew a thinner stiffening. Sew the stiffening by hand with a sewing hook. Cut the stiffening shorter and narrower and sew the webbing around it without sewing through the stiffening itself. I now sew on the webbing for the Cobra buckles directly behind the webbing with Velcro. The seams here should definitely be sewn several times because a large part of the weight of the Platecarrier will be hanging on them later. It is also important that the seams are not sewn too close to the edge so that the plate bag can be sewn shut more easily later. The prepared admin compartment looks like this. You can of course customize the compartment as you wish, for example with more Velcro surface, elastic bands to secure items, or the height of the compartment. I first sew the sides of the admin compartment and the plate back laser cut. To be able to route cables through the admin compartment later, I mark a passage here. The admin compartment here has a height of 8 cm and extends over 3 rows of pulls. If you want to fit longer items in the admin compartment later, you can simply cut the Cordura piece larger and set the seam a little lower. I leave a small opening in the middle so that cables can later be routed through the admin compartment on the inside of the plate bag. Congratulations, you have completed the admin compartment modification. The next parts of the Platecarrier series will appear soon. Until then, I look forward to your comments, questions and thumbs up. To make sure you don't miss any videos on sewing your own tactical gear, subscribe to the channel. See you next time.